Okay, I wanna add another like layer of detail to our synth, and this is something we can do by enabling the velocity sensitivity to our filter. And we can do this under our drop-down menu here under MPE. And now you see there's this velocity drop-down menu here. So if we go down to our filter, we see we can just add a little bit of velocity sensitivity to our filter one frequency. So the more velocity our node has, the more the filter will be open. And the less velocity it has, the more close it will be. And this is how we can create some like small and ghost nodes, like a drummer would play, or even like guitar players and piano players and all kind of instrumentalists do in their play. And this adds just interest and a little bit more grooviness to our synth line. So let's just go back into our MIDI clip and let's just add some notes here and there, applying some rules that I will tell you now. All right, so let's open up the MIDI clip and let's just zoom into our first bar here. All right, so I think velocity sensitivity makes a lot of sense if you're playing ghost notes that are close to your other notes. So for example, here in the beginning, a note could work out, for example, this point, and then we just drag down. Now you can hear it's super close now, and we could copy this over by hitting Option and just dragging it here. So I'm just trying to get like a sidekick for our main note there. Maybe we should decrease the overall envelope 2 amount on our frequency so it's not opening up the whole filter that much. Maybe a little bit less even. And now let's increase the frequency here. And I think we could do like a little run here, so like the notes are running up to this one again. So let's just copy a note here and another one here. I'm just kind of doing this randomly, and then we will see if it fits from the pitch. So not thinking about that too much at the moment. I think it's closed down too much. And also we have a little bit of a problem because because we set our synth to mono, it's really cutting away those opened up notes that we dialed in before those ghost notes, and this is it's just stopping there. So this is nothing I want at this moment. So I will just deactivate the mono here, and now we have this drop down menu here, and I would suggest you to use the two mode, so you can use two notes at a time. And now they start to overlap a little bit. This is why we have to go to our mod source amp section and just decrease the release time a little bit. So they can overlap, and I mean at max they will overlap 2 notes because we set it to 2, but we don't want them to be that long. Just will decrease the decay of envelope 2. Alright, so I think this is working out pretty well. So let's start by dialing in more ghost notes. We can also make like ghost note rhythms, so we could say, okay, before every G sharp here, before every of our highest notes, there will be a ghost note. So we would add a ghost note here. And now you have to be very sensitive about this. You can hear it. And you should be able to hear the note, okay? Otherwise it makes no sense. So just a little bit below there. Let's just also adjust those notes here. Alrighty. Getting there, people. Whoop. Maybe we could even try to go a little bit higher. okay. We're not really hearing this because it's off on our kick position and it's closed down too much. So let's just increase this a little bit more. Okay, cool. So again, here we can add another ghost note. And you know, with this velocity sensitivity, you can add ghost notes, but you can also go in the other direction. So if you want to emphasize a certain note at a certain position a little bit more, you can increase the velocity. So we can do both parallel, and then we can really like shape our whole ARP line. So if we say we want to like increase this second 16th note here in our first quarter, we could do that. It would get a little bit more groovy. But if we say, okay, we don't want it too busy or too groovy, we can also decrease this again and then just emphasize this offbeat note here. That's the low one. So now I'm hearing something more crazy here. So something that can really open up a lot. And then we'll just select those notes and just make them a little bit quieter. See if this works out the way I want. Okay, we have now there's a problem here. We have one note here and one note here, so let's delete this one. And let's just go with this one note, so we don't fuck up our basic synth ARP structure. Sorry. And this is something now you can really bring in complexity and variation into your synth. And you can spend a lot of time. My friend Felix Raphael, he's really one of the guys who's making the nicest ARPs, and he's working like this a lot. He's had a lot of like also different ARP sections that play together, but also with velocity sensitivity, and then a lot of notes here, and there's a ghost note, and then there's here a little fill in and all that stuff. Here it's the same thing. Training routine is the most important one in this one, and you will find your own style if you do it. So just go apply those basic rules in the beginning for this style of an ARP, and then you can add ghost notes later on. So I would say let's continue by adding some ghost notes here and there. I will just do this real quick. So I'm just trying different notes here. It don't really matter which ones, but always before this G sharp position here. Alright, so now we have to put on a ghost note here. Maybe we can go up again here, maybe then down again, so we don't like use the same pattern all the time. This could be a little bit problematic because of the half step here. And if the half step is repeated by the delay, it sounds sometimes a little bit weird or too dissonant for my taste. Sounds cool. And now you can go on forever and ever and ever and ever. And we can even make this ARP more complex just by adding in more notes, playing with the velocity. Maybe here. So there's nothing going on in this bar, so maybe we can add something there. I don't know if it's working. I'm just like putting the notes in there, trying to do as much syncopation as possible and filling the blanks. And if there's something too much or a note that is wrong and sounds really like dissonant, then we can just adjust it. I think this one is too much. Oops. Here. We could like emphasize this note every one bar, like so. It's too much, you know. ARPs, another rule of thumb would be you have like a basic theme and that's staying the same, and you try to have like a good structure in that, and that's always hearable and audible. And then you just add velocity sensitive notes here and there and emphasize certain points also with velocity, or just by opening up the filter automation. You can do whatever you want. But I think this combination out of something that is fixed and something that is like cooperating and like it's just like sidekicking this fixed ARP is a pretty cool technique to make those things. So this is opened up too much. It's just popping out for me too much. So this would be the note that we have to emphasize if we want to stick to this pattern that every second of those notes here is getting emphasized. So this is just taste in the end, but you can spend a lot of time on this kind of stuff, and I think it's fun. So really don't rush too hard here. There was a wrong note. You can hear the wrong notes better if you open up the filter. But it sounds so fluffy and nice now. All right, cool. So this is a good transition point to our background ARP that we will create, and which is also like one of the main ARP topics in this course, in this ARP section of the course. So now we've made up like our main lead ARP here, and of course we could go and like just right click here, duplicate this time, and then if you want to arrange this kind of ARPs, you can just automate a couple of parameters here, just going up with the filter in the end of each, 8 bars, and then opening up again. So this is something you would do with a main lead ARP. Let's just quickly have a listen and we go back to the background ARP. And now you would now you open it up and then you come in with another hi-hat layer or another clap layer or something like that. So those are like those main lead ARP style sounds and how you make them up. And as I said, the primary aspect of those sounds is that they're very upfront. They will open up over time and they're not just complementing something.